Board games are played by all age groups and serve not only entertainment purposes, but also in teaching valuable skills.
My name is Eric Hess. Technically a board game should have a game board in it, but if you look at the board game category as a whole, there's a lot of stuff that fits in there.
Board games have been around for centuries and have evolved in a big way.
Because the board game category in the last 5 to 10 years just started to expand, where you can walk into a Walmart, Target, even Barnes and Noble now has a good board game selection. Every once in a while, a company that comes out with this new sort of idea for a game, and it creates like a whole new subcategory. A new category is deck building games, like Dominion, where you start off with a pretty basic deck and you're drafting new cards to put in it.
There is even evidence of the growing popularity of board games seen in pop culture.
You can turn on some TV shows and see board games on there. They played Settlers of Catan on The Big Bang Theory. It's certainly a product of the times we're living in, where geek culture is way more acceptable. And you have Will Wheaton's show on YouTube, Tabletop. You see these other celebrities on the show with him that are into board games.
Board game categories help players choose their gaming preferences.
When I think of the board game categories, I do include card games from something like Solitaire to Uno to classic strategy games like chess or Go. And then going to things like children's games, things like Ants in the Pants and Don't Break the Ice, and family games like Monopoly and Clue, party games like Pictionary, Trivial Pursuit, strategy games, Risk, which is probably going to be the most popular one out there, and then to the other end of the spectrum with Euro games like Agricola and Settlers of Catan. They're miniature games that they play on the terrain tables here. Role-playing games. Customizable games would be where you buy the base version of the game and then there are expansions for it.
Due to the board games evolving and crossing various game mechanics, it is becoming more difficult to categorize a board game into one specific genre.
Thematic games, that might cross over with some of these other ones. Like Game of Thrones is a thematic game because it's based on the books and the TV show. There's also a strategy game, Game of Thrones, and there's also a customizable game, Game of Thrones. Or Family Feud might be thematic, but it's also going to be a party and or family game.
Board games provide more than just entertainment purposes.
The thing I enjoy the most about board games is the social interaction. A decade later, these are people I still know and talk with just because I played a couple board games with them, and that's how we became friends. Trying to make decisions on what's best going to benefit whatever particular strategy you have for a game. You're going to try to do that as efficiently as possible. You're going to try to figure out a path to victory, how you're going to try to accomplish that. It definitely teaches critical thinking.
Oh, so you say you don't like board gaming?
Some people may say that they don't like games. I don't think they found the game for them yet. I think there's a game out there for everybody.